You are tuned into the Starting Five podcast. This is one of our special editions. We got some very, very special guests in the house tonight. As always, you can call me E Trillionaire. Of course, you can call me Trill for short. And you can find our platform wherever you get your podcasts on Spotify as well as Apple. And definitely tune into the YouTube channel, like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll kick it to my left.
You already know what it is. Jonathan Cinco Hardy on the book at Super John on X and Instagram. And you already know what to do, man. Leave your likes, your dislikes, your questions, your suggestions. And please, please give us that feedback because you know we need that. And I'm going to swing it to the middle of the couch today.
Welcome back to the Starting Five podcast. You know I'm always on the couch. That's my spot.
I said the middle.
Yeah.
That's not usually your spot, big dog.
It's your boy Jason Supreme, Hop Jordan 3 on IG. I'm not on there currently, man. Hit us up in the comments. But I am very excited, to have these wonderful ladies on and to hear their stories. So I'm gonna let Tiana start. We just gonna go around there.
Okay. Well, my name is Tiana. My Instagram is Tiana_Shanae. I'm a makeup artist. I also decorate cakes. So my cake page is Bestie_Cakes with a Z.
What's up, everybody? It's CEO Marie. I am here today. What an honor to be on the Starting Five couch, chair, whatever. You can follow me on Instagram at CEO Marie. I specialize in teaching, just to give an overview, broad kind of generalization, but mindset coaching, consulting for content creation and women business owners who don't quite understand the direction they want to take their business or just need help kind of like creating a vision. I work with them one-on-one and we get things done. So follow me on Instagram and I'm going to pass it to
my name is Jordan. You can follow me on Instagram at jpix35 with a Z. I could do anything for a party, but right now I'm focusing on Pix by Pickens, which is a portable photo booth rental currently.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. Hi, I'm Imani. My Instagram is just _Imani_. I am a cupcake and a cookie baker and a treat maker too. My Instagram is Fat Cheeks Treats.
Fire.
I love that.
Yeah,
like stuff
Yes.
my cheeks.
So we've always,
That's a merch shirt right there.
No, serious.
Right.
Watch that back.
Write it down.
No, I really need that.
Write it down.
We're definitely, inspired and also challenged to reach a different audience. Because I realized that, when you in this segment, you have a sports person, but you actually might have, a different kind of fan as well. So we want to introduce, more conversations with real people and just get away from our normal segment. So you'll be seeing more, shows like this as well. So definitely appreciate y'all's support. So just a general question for the ladies. Anybody can go first and just fire out. What was it about? I'm gonna challenge you a little bit. What was it about what you did in corporate America that you decided to, I'm gonna go in business for myself?
Ooh, I can answer that.
We'll pop it off then.
So this past, I work for a pharmacy. I work for CVS Pharmacy, by the way. But this past winter, we have something called like welcome season, and we got to work like all this overtime. And when I say like all this overtime, I mean like 12 back. And when I see my check and the way they like broke everything down and the way my money just got ate up and took from me, like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I cried. Because I had just did like birthday, Christmas, so I was just like, oh yeah, I'm waiting for my OT check, like this me. And when I say they just like, I felt like I got robbed. I'm like, oh, I can't keep doing this.
You got robbed.
Turned into a disgruntled employee.
I know how that is. Look at that check, like, how much? Who is FICA?
I'm like, wait a minute. So that was it for me.
Okay.
So you quit, you walked away.
I'm still there, but I told them I would never do a piece of overtime again. And I'm just slowly trying to get into my own thing because I'm over it.
And that's my thing. Like I'm a teacher, so I haven't completely walked away from teaching. There was a period of time where I did walk out and say, y'all can go to hell. And I intended to never go back. But had a different plan, and he ushered me into a better school, a better environment about 8 months later. So for that period of time, like I was like, I could do the entrepreneur thing full time. Like I'm driving Uber, I'm gonna hustle, I'm gonna do whatever. But to your point, like it's nothing wrong with doing both. And so I want to make that point, like you could be an entrepreneur and have a job.
I mean, because you still got to
Find balance, yes. So it's good that you knew that. You like, hey, look, I ain't gonna just leave.
Yeah, because I'm like, the way these kids, these bills set up, like, I gotta be smart about it. I gotta like transition myself out of that.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's why a lot of people don't do it, because you get stuck in that, like, well, what I'm gonna do,
Your
what about these
responsibility.
bills, these kids.
So for me, I found peace in it. I worked in the county jail for almost 4 years. And it was like, I'm in there 12 to 16 hours a day. I got my guard up. I'm with 48 grown men every day. So for me, it was more of a peace of mind and peace that this was my freedom. This was my outlet. Like, this is the way I can show myself in the world instead of box myself in like I'm in jail. Now I work with kids. And they get on all my nerves. I'm in the school district, they get on all my nerves. I'm still in like the security field, but it's just like, it's my outlet, it's my escape. So when I go do other people's parties and see them smile, it lights that fire for me. So due to the fact that I had to be closed off so much in the position that I held, it was just my outlet on life.
I quit my job a year and a half ago, but I've been doing makeup for 8 years, so for the longest time I was doing both, working a corporate job. I was an internal auditor, a really great job at KeyBank, and my manager just started getting on my nerves. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm out there. When the pandemic happened, to me, the work culture definitely changed, and I was already kind of partially working remote. When we were in office, we would go in 3 days and stay home 2 days. When the pandemic happened, it was strictly from home. I felt like in their mind, they thought they needed to be like more micromanaging because we're at home. Like, what are y'all doing? Because the job I was doing, it's not a production job. It's not like markers you have to hit. You get an assignment, you get a due date. They don't know what you're working on. I could wait 3 weeks,
You do it the night before.
do it the night before, honestly. So once they started nagging and nitpicking, I was just like, oh yeah, I don't need this. I don't think they necessarily knew that, but I knew that in the back of my head. I'm just like, y'all know I don't need this job, right? Like,
They don't feel like that.
I swear I be thinking in my head, if it wasn't for the benefits, I really wouldn't be here.
That's
Medical, dental, vision, like, that's how I think about it some days.
Yeah, they don't really think like that. They feel
They
like,
don't.
we gonna do you however, you gonna come in here. And I don't know why they feel like that, because I feel like so much has changed and people do not put up with that, because I will leave in a second.
Yeah, our generation definitely is different. We're not our parents who kind of stick to a job for 20, 30 years.
Get abused.
And get abused for 30
Right.
years just to say we've been here 30 years. Like, I'm a
I
buddy.
work with a bunch.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just, I think our mindset is just different.
It's just, when I say it like that, it's like you said, like, I don't let none of my like supervisors talk to me greasy. Like, you not about to say just whatever to me and you just think yes sir, I'm gonna come and do it. No, bro, you about to talk. I'm a grown ass man. I got kids just like you. I gotta pay bills just like you. You about to talk to me with some respect. I'm not your fucking kid. Excuse my language.
like human to human. Like,
Yeah,
like
like-
level of respect.
And you ain't like no bum at your job. Like, you
Yeah,
get it
like-
done. Yeah.
Making it happen.
So you not about to just say whatever to me, bro.
And that's really the biggest issue currently, like, in my position I hold. Like, I'm not a yes man, so I get a lot of pushback. I get a lot of pushback. Well, we said do it this way. But that doesn't fit my job description, nor does that fit what we're really talking about. Like, I work with kids. Like, I'm just not going to say yes because you told me to jump. Like, and that's the biggest fight to this day, is being a yes man.
It's that inner voice that's it's not even so much the word that came to mind was like rebellion, but you're not being rebellious. You're creative. You're inspired. You're encouraging. You know what I'm saying? So you come at different levels, and to put yourself in this secluded spot don't work for you, and you got to step outside of it in order to truly find yourself. And and that's where a lot of people just give up. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that word. So like, so since starting your businesses or your your path of life right now, what change have you seen in yourself?
Oh, I think starting a business has definitely broke my social anxiety. Like I'm outgoing around people I know. I know you, you know what I'm saying? I'm Bonnie, I'm loud, I'm laughing, I'm goofy, but around people I don't know, real shut down, and I got, you know what I'm saying, heart get to race, and I'll be like, alright, I'm ready to get out of here. I'm the type of person, I go to a club or go to a bar, I'll be in there like, oh yeah, it's time to go. Like, but it's definitely getting me on my shit more. Like,
More bills.
On
yeah.
life.
Woo, I didn't know we was touching on that side.
Right.
Yeah, it's not for the weak.
Yeah, being a business owner, being an entrepreneur, having businesses, doing events, having a space, a content space, like, it costs money. And so if I don't work my regular job to pay for my personal life, then I gotta hustle even extra hard. So it's like, it's important to have that job so I can keep things separate. So like all the business stuff is paid for by the business. All the personal life is paid for by the personal life. So it's kind of like balance, but it also is kind of like this double-edged sword. Because it's like, I need both, you know, and I really want to get to a point where I don't need both. But I don't want to choose between one or the other also. So I just keep rolling with it and paying.
Oh my goodness, they just roll in, don't they?
And it be the little things you don't even realize that takes a toll into those bills.
Yep. But on a personal level, like, I guess your question was about like what changed about us or me or whatever. I would say really, I mean, I've grown, but I've always been this person. Like, I was braiding my friend's mom's hair when I was 11. Like, I've always been a hustler. I've always worked. I had my first job when I was 12. Like, so nothing really has changed per se. I just have gotten smarter and more self-aware, and probably like I know how to tell people no.
Right.
That one.
Have like a really like staying in my boundaries and being like, this is my non-negotiable. This is my boundary. This is all I can do.
Right.
Take it or leave it. Leave it, please.
No.
So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm really in a deep path of growing now. Like, I think from now until maybe a few years from now, I will have way more to say about growth. But you know, I hit a plateau of survival. It was just like, it wasn't about growing, it was about surviving. And I'm finally out of that phase of life where now I can start to focus on growth and be like, you know, intentional about what I do. Yeah.
That's dope.
I'm more stressed, honestly. I'm have to be like really honest. I mean,
I love that.
I'm more stressed since I've become a full-time entrepreneur. I'm actually honestly considering going back to work because it's just a lot. Structure is good, and to me, when you're an entrepreneur, it's kind of hard to have structure because it's like your business is really based off of other people.
You got
So
seasons.
yeah, and so how can you structure your life around other people, making sure that they book you and like come to you?
That's how I felt when I braided. Like,
Yeah.
it was, oh goodness. And I braided through the pandemic too. That's what made me feel like I could really do it again when I thought back on like braiding through the pandemic. I'm like, and I was hustling through the pandemic. You hear me? Like, you want me to come to you? You gonna come to me? Like, I was hustling, but then it's like, I get what you're saying too.
Yeah, I just tell my best friend who's in business with me, she just quit her corporate job that I do cakes with. I'm like, it's people try to get away from working for somebody, but even when you're an entrepreneur, you're working for people. You're working for your customers. Like, you still got to work for somebody. Like, being an entrepreneur doesn't get rid of the obligation to work.
Yeah.
Like, I realized that when I became an entrepreneur, like, okay, it's not that I don't want to work. I don't want to feel obligated to work.
Yeah.
And even as an entrepreneur, you're still obligated to
You
work.
are.
Like,
Or shit's really not gonna add up.
Yeah, like, so when you said more so like growth and freedom, I think I want financial freedom. I don't necessarily have to have entrepreneurship. So whatever path is going to give me the financial freedom, whether that's working for somebody, entrepreneurship, that's the path I want to be on.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep. And it's true. Like, I'll admit, sometimes this is hard. And I'm like, I want the easy life. Like, I'm not quitting my teaching job. Like, I'm off in the summers. I'm on spring break for 2 weeks. Like, that's easy.
You get PTO. You can
PTO,
take a sick day.
they can go to hell.
Compare the others, even if I ain't got it. Compare the others.
And I'm not entering my time unless you email me twice. So I get what you're saying. It's like, I think there's been this culture of like, be a boss, be an entrepreneur. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it. When the reality is like, sis, don't quit your job.
Yeah, they don't even know.
Until
Like,
you're
yeah, be an
ready.
entrepreneur. I done cried 7 times since I started this.
But
It's crying.
to that point, and that's a good point, because you know, in order to be a good entrepreneur, you gotta have them soft skills.
Yeah.
And you know, like you go to some of these different establishments, and the customer service that you get is horrendous. So how are you gonna do somebody's hair, cut somebody's lawn, do somebody's electricity, and you got a bad attitude? You gotta work on that. And so, you know, going into business for yourself is not easy, because you have to work on you on some level. And I just wanted to point that out, because I know a lot of people want to be a boss, but you have to turn into that. That ain't gonna happen overnight just because you got a good idea. So
Message.
That's true. That's true.
but yeah. So you laughing at me? I had a day, man. You know, I had a day.
Oh, listen, bro. We all had them. Oh, everybody grown in here.
Right.
I'm on spring break. I don't know about y'all. I got my feet up right now.
I am too.
You are too?
Yeah. We on spring break this week.
Oh, so they got all schools out at the same time now.
You
spring
know, my
break.
other school out next week.
Cleveland don't go off till Thursday.
Yeah, my other school.
I was about to say, because
But,
there used to
you know.
be 9 different spring breaks.
Man.
No,
in schools.
seriously.
Yeah,
They do
some
that on
kids went to
purpose?
school. Not just
Now?
in your district.
They're just stupid.
Okay.
Cause-
No, so
cause-
if everybody on spring break at the same time, then it might get a little wild.
In my opinion,
I don't know.
because Easter is this Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Spring break should be after Easter. It shouldn't be the week
Yeah, it should
before.
start like Thursday.
That's
But they have
Easter.
Easter Monday now, so I don't have to go to work on Monday. I don't go back to work till Tuesday.
Our district got. Did you? What's district you work in?
Shaker.
They
You
got
gotta
rid
work
of
on
that.
Monday. It's stupid.
Yeah, we have Easter Monday.
Yeah, that'd be great if we had that.
But we used to have it the week after Good Friday, so
Right.
we work went to school.
It
Monday
was
through
work.
Thursday.
Let's.
No.
It was work. School
I had a
was
great
work.
time at school.
I mean, I
don't know
did
about you.
too.
I had a blast.
Y'all paved
We
the
had a
way
ball.
for me to have a ball. Okay.
So we went to school Monday through
Nice.
Thursday, then we had Good Friday,
Friday.
and then the week
Easter.
after Easter we had that
Exactly.
week.
Okay.
That just makes the most sense, right?
Definitely. All right, so we talked about, you know, what was it about, you know, the corporate life that chose this path, and we talked about, you know, the growth. So what was the source of inspiration, or your why for starting, you know, your entrepreneurial endeavors?
My parents getting old.
Okay.
That's a good reason.
My parents is getting older, and I feel like I'm becoming a parent.
Yeah.
So it's like I got 3 of my own kids. I feel like I'm about to take on 2 more.
Oh, your kids became your parents.
And-
I mean, your parents became your
Yeah,
kids.
yeah, it's really like that, and it's like it's a blessing to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think my parents is just being able to continue to get older. So I don't look at it as a burden, but it's like I know I need more money.
Right.
I know I also know I need to not be necessarily tied down to a job as well.
Yeah.
So
A little time freedom.
yeah.
Mine came from being in the kitchen young with my parents. So me and my mom used to always bake. They can vouch for it. On the bus, they have bags of brownies, cookies, all types of stuff. So I really started
Shout out to
off
Lori.
with baking and cooking. And I'd be in the kitchen with my mom and my dad. And then my parents cooked for the whole football team. So I was cooking, okay, I'm like, okay, I like cooking. Like, I went to the culinary school, I did the catering thing, I did the treats. So it all started from there, and I've just evolved my business into anything for a party. I got what you need, basically: balloons, decorations, food, cakes, photo booths. Like, I can literally provide everything for you at this point.
Shop.
Pretty much, because I was tired of paying other people
Right.
and outsourcing it. So now I can do it all myself unless I want to pay somebody.
Definitely. That's genius.
So it's definitely big on my parents. And then the motivation really came from my dad being sick senior year.
Okay.
So he got sick with cancer. He's cancer free now. But literally when I say
Big L.
Yeah.
that was
Sure.
my big kick. Okay, I gotta do it for them.
So for me, I've always been enthused about media. I've always been a creative, like my whole life. So in like, there was a point in time where I had a job where I worked in New York City and I drove a lot. And I used to listen to podcasts, and like radio shows are really big out in that culture. And I'm like, ooh, like I want to start a podcast. Like, I love to talk. People always talk to me, random people all the time in the grocery store. When I don't even want to talk, it's like I just attract like people to feel comfortable and I just draw them in. So I'm like, I want to start a podcast. And so that's kind of where it all stemmed from. I always thought that I would write a book first, but somehow this just became the path. So the brand is Boss Code Media. So started in 2018. Had a podcast for like 2.5, 3 years. And it really just stemmed from really just wanting to share my voice, my story, Black voices, Black women. Because I just think media is so important in our culture now. So like being a part of that, having some like a leg in that, it's important to me. But I stepped away from podcasting to like go behind the scenes and be like, you know, CEO. So I have clients that record and I help, you know, behind the scenes with websites and things like that. But I just like creating. Like at the end of the day, like people will tell you I do a lot of stuff for free. Like I help a lot of people because I just like doing it. Like it's just who I am. And I read this article about like how like if you are a creative and you don't create, you'll be unhappy. And I think that's also why I chose to be like a teacher. I'm a gym teacher, so every day I'm like creating. I'm playing a game. I'm creating an experience every single day. So for me, that's just what it was. It's just something I love to do. You know, I like to make money too, but creating to make money is very satisfying.
Yeah, sure.
I would probably say, it's funny because it would probably be media. I just see something, makeup, when I saw it on YouTube, I was like, oh, this is cool. And then the next day I was watching it again. And for 2 weeks I was just on YouTube watching people do makeup. And I had never worn makeup. I've never been that type of girly girl or anything. I was just watching them, and then my best friend came over one day and she was like, you could probably do that. I'm like, you think? Because I do draw. So she knew I was creative in that way. I'm like, you think? She was like, yeah, I'm about to go to the drugstore and get you some stuff. I'm like, get what? And she like, I don't know, I'm gonna just get what they got. I'm going to the dollar store. And she literally went to the dollar store, came back, and I started playing on her face. Like, and then my other friends were like, what? But I will be honest, as soon as I did her face, I was like, oh, I could do this. It wasn't even when I was finished with the face. As soon as I started, I was like, oh, this is
Just like drawing on paper.
yeah, it was like, this is easy breezy. Like, I know I'm going to be good at this. And it's funny because cakes was the same way. When people see my cakes now, they're like, you've been doing this? I'm like, I didn't decorate my first cake, honestly, until a year ago.
But how did it
I was on
start?
Instagram, and I saw somebody decorating a cake. And Instagram saw me like it, and all they put in my feed was people decorating cakes. And so, the same thing for weeks. I'm just on Instagram, and I'm just watching people decorate cakes. And they minute videos, they not long videos.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I could do that.
to the same best friend, I could probably do that.
Yeah.
And she was like, you think so? I'm like, yeah, I can. And she bought me a $20 cake decorating kit off of Amazon.
So your friend is an investor and a client.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But how did you become bestie cakes? Like, what made you say,
so
like, I need her
when I
to
said
do
I
me?
could do it, I do cook, but like I'm not huge on baking.
Mhm.
But she does treats. So she was like, well, I'll bake the cakes for you. And I'm like, oh, that was the part I was most worried about, was the actual baking part. She was like, I'll bake them for you, and then you can just decorate it. And that's just
the dream work.
literally. And she was like,
the dream
you should call it Bestie Cakes before I even started cake. I'm like, girl, what? She's like, yeah, we gonna call it Bestie Cakes. And
The rest is history.
we do
I've
15
had about
cakes
4
a
of
week.
them.
Like, it has not stopped since we started.
I have a question about that though.
Yeah.
So I know for me, like when I started my podcast, I really wanted to bring my friends along. Mind you, this is something I thought about by myself, you know, in isolation really, when I'm in this car by myself 12 hours a day. And for some reason, I just felt like I needed that comfort, right? Like sometimes when you jump out the window, it's easier when you do it with somebody else, right? So it was like, okay, I'm gonna like kind of force my friends to do this with me. And of course they was down because they supportive, they love the idea, etc. So like, I don't do a podcast anymore. I'm not doing the podcast with my friends no more. So do you ever fear like that it may come to a point where y'all separate business wise? Like how do y'all balance bestie business? Because I think a lot of women, we always want to work together.
I've had that fail already.
We always want to,
You
let's
know
work
what?
together.
And I wouldn't
Let's
do
speak
it.
on that.
So how does that, like, what are we doing?
I will be honest. We've had very rough patches. And before, this has been my best friend since I was 12 years old. Like, best friend, not no fake best friend, like best friend. This is my dog. So, we've had more rough patches since we started the business than we had in our, 15-year relationship. To the point where we were going to give up the business for the sake of our friendship, because we both agreed that as good as this business is, as much money as we make it, it's not worth our friendship.
I love that.
And like I don't know, we just talked it out, and she just said we need to give each other grace. Like, we need to start giving each other grace and being more soft towards each other.
That's super dope. Some
And
adult shit.
it's intentional. You would think, since we're best friends, that I wouldn't have to try to do that, but I have to be very intentional on giving her grace and being soft with her. And she's been being soft with me too, and we've gotten a lot better. I think we got over our rough patch. It's still some, but I don't know.
That's good. And the business is new, so y'all.
Yeah, the business is new.
I love it.
But at the end of the day, if it ever came down to the business or our friendship, I'm picking my friendship regardless. So.
I think that's why I wish.
How did it happen for y'all?
So we started doing t-shirts and custom gear as soon as COVID hit. Ordered everything.
With the printer?
Yep, ordered heat press, Cricut, got everything going, set up in my spare bedroom at my old apartment. She'd come over there, she'd bring in clients, I'd bring in clients. And it was the bug in her ear for her. Well, how do y'all split the money? And how do you do this? And why is this fair? And 60-40. Everything's at my house. We're using my electricity. Like, technically, like, come on now. Like, I got an overhead to keep here as well as run my own business. And then it eventually became her slowly getting her own things for her own house. And then her slowly stop coming and just taking her own clients. But then we're still friends, we're still best friends, but it's like, you'll text me for stuff, I'll text you for stuff, like, so our businesses are completely separate now, but it was like, the bug in the ear, yeah.
So y'all didn't have a conversation like,
no.
done?
I noticed it, yeah, like I noticed, okay, you started to get your own stuff, you started to back off, go for it. I still got my whole little setup in here, like, nothing you can't take anything from me that I don't have, like, so.
Okay.
Well, I think we covered those. I just,
That's
Man.
sweet, but.
I've decided to start this on my own.
Oh, that's right.
Me personally, I have one best friend. We've been friends since about 6th grade. And I think for me, I would just rather take the support than to go and business with my friend.
That's
I feel like we have enough of our own little clashes outside of the business that I know that would put a strain that, like you said, is not even worth it. So I decided to just do it on my own. But even though I just started it on my own, my mom has been like
Right there
on
with
top of it. Like, you know, my mom had a bakery in East Cleveland years ago for a while. So, and like you said, I've been in the kitchen with my mom since I was one of, you know, me and my sisters, we always was in the kitchen with my mom, and people been going crazy over my mother's cakes. Look, people been going crazy.
Why folk haven't this been shared?
Well, her mom
They
stopped
call
making
me
for real.
sweets.
Well, yeah, my mom just kind of like how you say you bake for certain people.
Now I do, yeah.
So that's how my mom got, like, you know, she
It's gotta
just
be a
decided to
special
bake
order.
for certain people. You know, my mom was in business with her sibling and it didn't really work out, so she did it on her own, and then now she just got older, and so it's like, but she been a great support, like, and I think it put like a fire back in her.
Coupons like twice a year.
Yeah, he be begging my mom like, look, it's my birthday.
Wait, he only gets me for the kids' birthday now.
Look. He be
Anybody
I
begging
use
my
my
mom.
coupons when I can easily go.
Or if it's not a family party, that's the only time he'll get his lemon raspberry cake is the family party. Yeah, so
That's how my mom is, but I would just take the support. Like, my best friend is dope though. Like, even like my very first event that I did like 2 weeks ago, she was at my house fresh out of rehab center because she fractured her spine. I mean, she was still over there like, what you need me to do?
I can stick stuff,
She like
I can
this. She
wrap
like,
stuff.
she like, I can help. I can do something. Like, you know,
that's right.
I take the support than risk losing a friend.
my
I
question,
feel like my siblings, I ain't really all pumped on everybody.
helping,
All
like.
of mine's worked. I would never do it again. I would never go into business with somebody like that I'm close with again. It works, but I would never do it
You mentioned support, and do you feel like strangers support you more than your friends?
Talked about this, didn't we?
I would say right now, since I'm so fresh, I would say that my friends right now have been dope. I would say like when I was in business before and I braided hair for years, I did not feel like I got good support from my friends. I've supported, he was come get his hair braided, John said. John supported, he got his hair twisted before, but it was like I did not feel supported because I had female friends and was like, hey, I want to post, I want to look. Like, I just didn't get that. But with this business, they've been showing off. I can't say that. They've been showing off. Every time I turn around, they been somebody reposting something. And then my friend Shaw, he the one put me on with the events, doing the after-hour events for him. So they've been showing off. They've been showing off for real.
What about you?
Yeah, shout out to Shaw.
That's our currency.
That's our currency, yeah, for sure.
My friends supported me. Like I said, I started doing makeup 8 years ago, so social media was a thing, but it wasn't
What do you
like
use today?
it wasn't what it is today. So all of my clients came from word of mouth, and since the first people I were doing were my friends, it went from them telling people, y'all know Tiana do makeup, you know Tiana do makeup, like, and so without them, I probably wouldn't even like be where I am without them telling people. I'm not a super social person, so I'm not gonna walk up to a stranger and be like, I do makeup. But I'd be out with my dad and he'd be like, you know she do makeup, right?
Wait, I was just literally talking to him. Hey, she can ball. You gotta come check her out. Come on, come check her out. I know, I gotta get there.
That's how my little brother was at this last event. He snatched the beads and cards in my hand. He like, nigga, you ain't doing it. He went out there and like, y'all want some cookies? These good, come get them. I'm sitting there like, hey, come get some cookies.
But see what I like about what you just said, because we work non-traditional business, and you know that referrals typically is how you grow and get more customer retention. And kind of like for the younger audience that's going to see this, being on social media doesn't make you social. You actually got to say something about something, because unlike getting on YouTube and you watch that 30-second commercial about Tide soap powder, or you're watching the Cavs game and you're watching a Budweiser commercial, they got the bag to advertise like that. Mm-hmm. So when you get in front of your people who look like you got to advertise for them and help them grow. Mm-hmm. And what's the law? Reciprocity, if I'm saying it right. That shit comes back to you.
I don't think that's reciprocity.
That's
is
not
it reciprocity?
Reciprocity.
Reciprocity is like you give something, you get it back. I don't know.
Get and give. Some shit like that. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Look it up. But no,
do your Googles.
Look, you know what we did.
But you paying it forward, basically by sharing, a person's journey or story or product or whatever the case may be.
Because you don't necessarily have to need the product to tell somebody else about it.
Nope.
So
I would say right now, even though as hot as social media is, the clients and the orders that I gave was all word of mouth.
All word of mouth, yeah.
They all been word of mouth.
Because we've gotten good at making stuff look pretty on social media, so it's easy to make it seem like what I have is the best thing. But now people are understanding just because it looks good doesn't necessarily mean it's a good product to have.
And even to tap in what you said, like that customer service side of it, like when I go to my events, I will like try to take care of certain people, like my bartenders and stuff. I make sure they get all kind of treatments.
Yeah.
I just take it up there, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I have my one friend, Annabella, she got like over 200,000 followers just because I take care of them, that good customer service, and I'm so bubbly and I'm so nice. Every chance she gets, she reposting like, hey, come get this, come check it out. So, yeah.
So tell us about those cookies. I mean, it's packaged nice. We got the branding on there.
You know, I definitely try to package nice because it's a certain cookie company that I feel like they advertise very well with their cookies. Taste like dog treats.
Okay.
We're not gonna say no names.
We're not gonna say names.
No names, please.
Definitely not gonna drop any company names.
So
but
we're packaging.
Y'all know we don't roll like that on Wednesdays. We only do that for today.
We're packaging. Do you buy like your packaging in bulk? Because I mean, going back to paying bills, like that is a overhead costs.
Oh goodness.
People want to sell desserts, but they give them
Yes.
to you in,
So-
oil.
I do buy
The
in
$1
bulk.
joints from
Right.
Dollar Tree.
I do buy in bulk. My opinion, I think like if somebody's starting out like with a treat business, you need to really be set on what you're making before you necessarily get to buying stuff.
Right.
Because I feel like I have paid money for certain things that
That you ain't
I have been
used.
through 2 events that I ain't touched. I ain't cracked it open enough.
Like,
I got pots and pans
No,
that I still
serious.
have not used in the past 7 years that I moved out of my house.
So that would definitely be tip. But I definitely am
Sell it on
big
Amazon Marketplace.
on my like presentation and my brand, and I feel like when I give you a product, I want you to like love the way it looks. Like I've been getting really good feedbacks like as far as how the stuff look and the names and stuff like that. So, but this is a butter crunch cookie. You know, everybody is welcome to one. Look, she been ready to bust up.
Well, I'm gonna take a look at this because I ain't supposed to be eating.
So that's a cookie box that I offer.
Keep it off the record. Off the record. We ain't gonna do
Everybody
that.
that know
This,
everybody
this
know.
821.
Hey.
You good?
Hey,
No, Javi
take
can't
that off the
have
video,
No, they got eggs.
Edit that out.
It got eggs. It got.
So how did you come up with your branding? Like, is it always pink? Is it the heart? Like, is it
So
feminine, girly? Like,
when I was first making it, I really was going for
Somebody
brown
said
and
no.
pink. I don't know. I just like brown and pink. But then I just settled for pink, whatever. But the name really came to me. I'm not even trying to be funny. I really was praying on this really hard because the amount of money that I was putting up to do this, I was crying. I was shedding real tears. I couldn't look. I was telling him, I said, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm just crying. So I'm trying to be intentional about everything I'm doing. A butter crunch cookie.
You got peanuts?
It has toffee bits in it.
Oh, that's high end right there. That
Don't
ain't.
tell the
so
secret.
You know what? That's what I've been working on because when I first started busting on my cookies, they was not circle. They was like,
They was all different.
they was just doing their own
The shape
thing.
is perfect and it's so soft.
Do you take the cutter afterwards and make them perfectly round?
She do something else. Look at
Yeah,
it.
she
I
do.
just been rolling them.
Really?
I roll them like I never.
And then, listen, I wasn't gonna tell your business. You was going where I was going.
Use your imagination. Right. What else do you roll? Do you run?
Very well.
All right, so I'm on the IG
Sorry.
page right now.
I'm sorry, I had to eat it. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to.
Please, no, I wanted you guys to taste it because this is a new cookie.
And it's not even warm.
This
It's
is a new
soft.
cookie.
Like,
Yeah.
but it's holding its form. But it's
Delicious.
soft. But it ain't like
It's
crumble.
right.
Crumble. Y'all like crumble?
I'm sorry, you got this. Is this like a everyday
It's
type
a
of
Cookie Monster cookie.
Cookie Monster cookie.
Yes, John had one of those.
I love you, vanilla cookie.
So
Not too many things I would take white.
I'm
But
gonna
I'll take
sell-
a white
Hey,
cookie.
Bob, this for the new hoodie.
You gotta see this. Fat Cheap
Stuff my
Treats.
cheeks.
Look,
Yes.
Coming soon.
Yes.
and this is the Oreo with the strawberries. Is it the strawberry shortcake joint?
So that is a cheesecake stuffed Oreo with strawberry crunch on the outside.
Wow.
Yes.
He said,
I had
wow.
something sweet too. I
The
just
wow
love
factor.
something.
Wow. Okay.
Now, how do you sell these? It's about a dozen. It's about a half. It's
Yeah.
about a one.
I sell them however you want.
That's a business model.
So no, I'm just saying no. On my IG, I actually do have like a set menu because I have like the
Don't play.
cookie
Don't let
boxes
people
and
play with
stuff. Like you do 6 cookies, you can do 12.
I need six.
And then I have like my event prices where I sell them just individually.
You do red velvet cookies?
You know what? That is actually, girl, get on my views.
I'm sorry.
That was actually the next cookie that I'm working on because I just had the red velvet cupcake at the last event. So.
Wait, you didn't treat, girl. What happened? No, what made you stop?
So you know, there's a difference between a hustle and a business.
Absolutely.
That's
You
a
know,
fact. Let's speak on
absolutely.
that.
And as a person or a business person, whatever, you have to really sit down and come a point where you got to really sit down and be like, is this just my hustle, or is this just, or do I really want this to be a business? Do I really want this to be a brand?
That's how I felt like about Brandon. I had
It's a
to
hobby.
really be
It's
serious.
a hustle.
Like
Exactly.
this is a hustle
Yeah.
because
Something to get my cash
it's
up
something
real
you
quick.
know how to do good. It's like I could do it
I
really
need
good,
some
but I
money.
didn't want to.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
But I do love my dessert brand. I think it's amazing. I think I will rebirth it when the time is right. But right now, like Tiana said, I want to be comfortable. I want to be financially free and stable. And hustles and they're not gonna get you there.
That's
Because you feel like you always on the move.
Yeah.
I'm literally always giving out something.
Yeah.
And
It's not something
somebody
you
told me probably about 2 months ago you can't do everything if you don't master one thing.
Yep.
And so
Message.
that's why I took a step back from a lot of stuff. I don't push my baking that often. I don't push my treats. I'm more pushing my photo booth and my balloons now with my backdrop sets because I feel like I could be more creative in a way to, one, be financial and be stable with it, but then still be content and proud of what I'm putting out instead of putting out everything and then be like, that didn't come out right, but this was great. That's good, but that's trash. Like, so for me, I'm like, okay, let's focus on one thing instead of 7,000.
These are the balloons too?
Pick a lane.
Ooh,
So check this out. Spring coming.
it's definitely coming.
We got a one-stop shop in here if y'all need it.
Oh
The
God.
makeup artist, backdrop, photo booth. Y'all know y'all love the photo booth at the wedding.
The balloons.
And we got the treats for your, your table. So we got a one-stop shop. Make sure y'all hit up.
Yes.
Support
Yes.
black businesses.
Yes.
Like, that's all of our shirts, but the, as you can see it, the balloons was me.
Support good stuff, because I feel like we got a bad
Bad
habit of
stuff.
supporting bad stuff. Social media and TikTok and get people on the trend of things.
No, I don't do that. I don't.
But I mean, that's just what it is. Because a year ago when I decided, I'm like, because at first I'm just like, I just want a cookie business. And I specifically wanted a cookie business because of the trash cookies that I be tasting. And I be like, in my mind, I'm like, I can do this. Like how you felt like, I'm like, I can do this. If this is what y'all are, because a lot of these cookies just look good.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to get to the point where I feel like my cookies do look like those, like,
I'm
over the top cookies. But I feel like a lot of them cookies be nasty.
I ain't gonna hold you. I don't like going that shit on my cookie.
But it be nasty.
I ain't gonna hold you.
That's a
Yeah.
fact.
I'm cool.
It had to be said.
I'm cool with a good sugar cookie. Like,
Listen, simple. Keep it simple for me, man. Dog. Like I don't need the Leaning Tower of Pisa coming off my cookie. Like,
No,
bruh,
seriously.
what we doing?
Cake.
My
He got a
goal
cookie
is
cake.
to get
And I
one.
was looking
And then
at,
my goal
like,
is to
I
have a
read
printer
their
into
story,
it.
you know what I'm saying,
Into
that
this
specific
one.
company story, and then looking at how much money, I'm like, I about to start baking me some daggone cookies around here. Like, I need to be the cookie pusher, baby.
So with these cake designs, these are off the hook.
Fire.
What
It's art.
what's the time frame? Like, where does the inspiration come? Is it like somebody request like I want SpongeBob and then you make it happen, or is it?
So I do try to ask for inspiration pick just so I can have an idea of what somebody might be looking for. But I do get people who say like just freestyle it. Those
It'd be the
cause me a
hardest
little more
one.
anxiety when they tell me to
Yes.
freestyle.
Yeah.
But if you have a theme, those are easier because I can kind of know like
You don't
what
wanna beat
direction
yourself.
to go in. But cakes take so much time. I hear people complain about cake prices, but I'm only doing the decorating. I'm not even touching the baking. I'm not making the buttercream, and I know that takes time.
Yeah.
It takes a ton of time just for me to decorate. And when I first started out, just knowing how much I make doing makeup, I could bust somebody's face down in 45 minutes and make what I'm making for a cake. So I'm like, this don't add up to me. In my mind, time-wise, it don't add up to me to take this cake order when it's going to take me 2 hours minimum. I can't even really do a cake in under 2 hours. Like, they're super tedious.
It's
This ain't
anxiety.
Walmart, people.
Yeah.
It's big
No,
anxiety
no.
because you gotta, like, when I used to do them on a regular, oh my God, is this cake gonna fall apart? Oh my God, are they gonna follow the directions to put it in the refrigerator, keep it out direct sun? Like, it's a lot that go to it that cause more anxiety than just actually frosting it and putting it together and giving it to somebody. It's all the extra that comes with it.
Yeah, I can be, but what I do love about cakes, and I hate to say it, makeup was never really like a passion of mine. Like I told you, I'm not a makeup girly. Like I'm not even really a girly girl. But like when I started doing cakes, it felt like a passion because I felt good. I wanted to do it. I'll be up at night. I'm like, I'm about to start prepping some stuff for cakes. Like I never felt like that really about makeup, where I'm trying to run to the shop to do somebody's makeup. But makeup is great money, but it's repetitive. It's the same thing. The great thing about cakes is every cake is different. It's, I can be as creative as I want, as simple as I want. I find a lot of beauty in simplicity too. So, yeah, cakes are amazing. Doing them is amazing. They feel good to do. So
It does. Like I feel like when I was pregnant, I feel like I was speeding to the shop because I waited till the last second, knowing I gotta climb.
No, I don't want to go in here. Don't want like.
Hey girl.
But now it's like I be excited. Like even on my off day, I like to be like, let me
Let's
try
go
the new look.
experiment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I love that. And even like when I be at the events now on Saturday, people probably think I'm crazy, but I'll be watching it from the corner of my seat and like, I'm gonna eat it. Let me see.
No, for real. I love feedback. I tell all my clients, give me feedback. Let me know what you
I love it.
what you think.
But I like
It's not just
constructive
you,
as
John.
well.
It's
Like
not
I
you.
want good
It's not
and
you.
that's
bad
what I tell
feedback,
people
and
when they
people
leave
don't
my
understand
table.
that. Like I want good and bad feedback.
Yeah,
Please
but-
tell me what I'm doing
For
wrong
sure.
or what I could do better.
Yeah, when people leave my
Check
table,
the
I
tagline
tell
at
them
the
like,
beginning of the
I don't care if you think it's dry, nasty, if it's not sweet. I want to know. Because I'd rather you tell me than you go to social media and be
You get
like,
the blasting.
Don't
not eat
book
this. Like, just
Don't
tell
book
me.
her.
Yeah, but then I also had to learn though, you can't please everybody.
You
No.
can't. You
And
gotta.
there's a lot of people that want to be haters for no reason.
Yeah.
Because when I did my first event, literally, I was just telling you about, I did that first event, and this girl bought a cupcake, and she bought it, and she like held on to it. She was like licking the icing with her finger, like picking off of it. But then in my mind, I'm like, me, if I buy something and it's nasty, I'm going to go to the corner and toss it in the trash. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to carry it around, like, pick off of it and make faces and stuff. And I was just like, I feel like she being a hater. Because then when all the crowds start coming, they start buying, like, oh my God, this is so good, this is so good. She was just looking at me. And then at the end of the night, her cupcake was gone. The package was still there, but the cupcake clumper was crumpled up inside because she had ate.
And I've learned that everybody cannot be your customer. You have to say no. Like it's been plenty of times that I just have to tell somebody no because I cannot service you. And
money
my
is good
biggest pet peeve, and I know a lot of people do it, and a lot of people gonna hate me is, oh well, I found somebody cheaper to do it.
That's your
Congratulations,
business. That's your
like-
business.
That's for you. Like my price is my price.
Absolutely.
But I learned that's the best way to wean out
Bad
the
customers.
Yeah.
Is to charge your worth. Like don't
That's real.
undercut yourself. When I started makeup, I was charging $35 a face. It was ridiculous what I was charging. But when I changed my prices to what I really should be charging, my clientele changed like tremendously. So when I started doing cakes, seeing as though I had been doing business a while, yeah, we don't gotta start low. For one, we giving a great product, so
Right.
we don't have to start low to get people in. We know we believe in what we giving people. Charge people what they need to be charged. Put in time consideration, like quality,
Yeah.
your ingredients. We need to. I broke all of that down. Like I said, I'm an accountant major too, so I'm a numbers girl. I broke down to if you're using 2 eggs for this cake, how much cost is going into.
Yeah.
I'm buying a cake board, a cake box. Costs got to be covered, and then we have to pay ourselves. Like paying for
2.5,
our
3 times
labor,
what
the
you-
hour is not necessarily paying me. We need to also make a profit. Like
See, I feel like I'm learning that now. Like
Yeah.
at first when I was going, I'm like, dang, am I charging too much? But then I had to I start watching other bakers' pages and TikToks and stuff. I'm like, they using box cake. I wish I would.
Yeah.
So
I wish it would. Don't nobody cut my head off. Don't people
No.
be doing a box thing. I don't want nobody tripping out on me. But
Box cake.
it's not. It doesn't equal the same.
I'm glad you
It
brought
don't.
that up because when you look, you can't fool me. And I know
when that's
I know
That tastes like Betty over there.
I know how Betty tastes. I know how Pillsbury tastes. I know how that shit tastes.
Yeah.
And so when I taste a real cake, I'm like, oh yeah, it's real cake.
Yeah.
That I like this. You know what I'm saying? Because it got that.
That's just like buttercream and frostings too.
Yeah.
You can tell-
I've
you can tell
had
the
people
difference.
tell me like, well, why
Facts.
don't you just do the box thing and you can just spruce it up?
No.
I started that way though. Like, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. I
Nothing
started
wrong with
with
it.
buying box cakes, but I don't follow directions. Yeah, you tell me to add this, add this, add this. Oh no, I'm adding other stuff. I'm adding milk. I'm adding cream. I'm adding pudding mix. Like, I'm adding stuff to make it my cake.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
And then I got into the real baking. Now don't get me wrong, for my nieces and nephews, y'all get box cake. Y'all get the family discount and everything. Cause guess what? Y'all gonna sit there, y'all gonna eat it, and y'all gonna shh. But when I'm doing my wedding cakes and my big
What it is? It got sugar in it.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't care.
But when it comes to like my
Sugar
wedding
and
cakes and stuff like that, oh yeah, I'm going above and beyond.
Yeah.
Like your wedding day is your memory. Like, that's one thing you look forward to. So that has to be like a centerpiece. Like, that has to be something to remember.
I feel like for me, I grew up on from scratch. I don't care if it was a brownie, a cookie, a piece of dough for a pie. Like, that's just what I grew up on.
Biscuits.
So it's like, for me to bring my standards down to what I want to eat and what I enjoy, to give it to somebody else something. You know, I don't.
Yeah.
It just didn't seem right to me. And I'm like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of treat makers out here that do take that option, and I guess they do. I mean, they profit probably is way better. You know what I'm saying? Cause
But it's that quality better. Like,
Yeah.
is their product gonna stand?
and that's the thing. Like
in
when
the
I
stuff.
go to my events and I see you eat my shit, I love you being like, yeah, you know that ain't boxes. Yeah, go eat that.
I went through a baking phase, and I think
Talk to him.
my most
He beat it up.
my
He beat
most
it up.
successful dessert was a pound cake. Carrot cake, it collapsed. I don't know, I did something wrong. It was flat as hell. But so I understand, you know, the time invested with making the treats, because I couldn't make brownies from scratch. Like, I failed at a lot of stuff, so I knew that wasn't my path. That was just my tooth talking. Like, yeah, let's go make X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying? Put something together. So, but no, I definitely honor, you know, saying the investment here.
So do any of you guys desire to be business owners as we are busting down our business? Y'all desire to be business owners?
He is one.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Cause you ain't said nothing about the sea moss or nothing.
Come
No,
on,
see,
tap in.
but she had struck a chord with you about the hustles in the actual business. That was
Talk
like
about it.
that was a hustle. So that was a time when the pandemic had hit, right? And there was a lot of uncertainty. So I'm thinking like, all right, what if I can't go to work? What if I can't make money with ACN? What if I can't do all this stuff? I got to go back to the old school. You got to whip up
Gotta
a
get out
product and bring it to the market.
What
So
they said, man, go
during
celebrate.
that time, I mean, I was always like a health advocate, so I knew about
Construction.
CMOS,
Construction.
and I seen it I seen it like go viral on social media. Like, I knew about it
It went popular.
5, 6, 7, 8 years before it even people knew about Dr. Safe and all that stuff. And then I seen people selling it that was like really went on the health shit like I was. I'm like, and then I remember I went to Milwaukee Burst, and me and Mike went in there and I bought like 3 jars, and I got to the register and they was like $100 and something. I'm like,
This how much this cost?
and I paid for it, but I kept the receipt. I'm like, damn, they making this much money off this shit. So I went to New York. I found a plug in situation, and then one of my Muslim brothers, he was getting it from Tanzania, and I figured out how to make it. At first, it was nasty. It was chunky, and then I learned like how to make the fruit, how to blend it, and then you gotta blend the fruit separately from the sea moss, and then mix it together. But no,
Keep it low.
They don't know how to do
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with
Hey, the
sharing.
game is to be sold, not to be told.
I disagree.
I can give you the formula, but that don't mean you gonna know how to cook it up like I do.
That's one of the reasons he said. You can write the song, but ain't nobody gonna sing it like me. So I hear you, big dog.
But at the end of the day, like it became too much of a chore. You know what I mean? Then I was like, I needed like a team. Couldn't really find people to do it the same way or treat it the same way I would, and it just kind of phased out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, we should have been talking, because I was doing the same thing.
But I still got that recipe though.
You know
Don't
what
get
I'm
me
saying?
wrong. I
You
still
doing
got that
CMOS
recipe.
Yeah, I mess with the CMOS. You know, and then finding a good product to put to the market, you know, because a lot of times, you know, you had that imitation moss out there, and so you had to, you know, kind of like do your research and know the difference, and making sure that you passing the product to the customer. But I'm kind of like I'm non-traditional with business, like brick and mortar and things of that nature. It's not something that I truly desire, because I don't know if I'll stick with it. In business with anything, it's hard to stick with, period, because there's so many ups and downs, and I don't know if I'm emotionally mature yet. I'm still searching for that, because I care what people think. Trying to get over that hurdle, but this podcast is a form of business for me, so it's something I know I can stick with. So, I've always had that mentality. So it's just finding the niche, the acting. I've had my hands in the litany of things. As sports centers chiming. So yeah. I don't mind being in business. I just like the mindset of an entrepreneur. What you chasing, the freedom, the more likely the time is probably the most the best component about entrepreneurialism is the time freedom.
Which is
we have
kind
time freedom?
of like a false.
Ooh, it's
Yes.
very,
Yes.
very false.
I work
Very
more
false.
now.
Well, long I
time.
guess long as I guess when I'm probably thinking more or less is, you know, once you build a network, then you can have like that time freedom.
Never.
But that's kind of like where the work goes in to get to that point to where you can say, okay, I'm about to take a season.
Never.
But
Because I feel like just working, I always be like, I'm tired.
I get what y'all saying though, because sometimes you get to the point where the business own you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
You trade in time for time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the choice of being able to be like, okay, I'm gonna work at
But do you
3
really
in the
have the
morning
choice?
versus yeah.
I think
A lot
you
of
kind of
questions,
do,
right?
because
A lot
if
of
you do
questions.
choose to step back a little bit, you ain't necessarily threatened with losing your job.
But you threatened with losing money. That's
True, that is true.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's true.
Once
yeah.
you lose clients, it's hard to get. They gonna find it somewhere.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I mean, and we're talking about the service business, right? Because something you said was how like you don't feel like you're emotionally mature. So my push would be like sell a product you're not emotionally attached to.
Right.
You know, sell dog toys. I mean, there's a market for that. There's AI. There's ads that can sell that product for you. So you don't have to necessarily be like invested and like attached to the brand. There's a lot of successful products that you can sell, but we're all in the business of service, so it's hard to detach from it, and it's hard to like get the time back because like I'm consulting. I literally have to look over and plan things and type up things. You literally got to show up to a person. You got to be at the party for 4 hours, even though you don't really got to be there. But if you leave, something gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Plenty
Like
of times.
But I would recommend product business. Like I'm really
Yeah.
searching for like products to attach to my brand. Because the service business, it will whoop your ass.
Yeah.
See, I
But-
want to get to the point where this is not service. Or I'm just,
Right.
Shipping out
you
cookies,
feel what I'm
like
saying?
you're just putting them
Right
in the
now,
mail.
I'm more so in the front of in
That's the
this
freedom
service
for me.
because it's like I got to.
You
'Cause
gotta
I
build
have
it.
to get myself out
Yeah.
there. You know, I got to push my product out there. I got to be in the people's faces.
Yeah.
But that is my ultimate goal with this.
Yeah.
I do
You want
not.
product.
Yes, I just
But
want
you
to
still
push
gonna
the
be working
product.
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know what? That's fine with me as long as I'm not necessarily outside. Like right now,
She don't want to be. She don't want to be the front runner.
It is
She don't
you
draining,
feel
wanna-
like
though.
right now the events that I do, I'm outside from 12 a.m. to 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, pushing my stuff. So if
Yeah.
I could be up at that time in my house pushing it out, just shipping labels
Yeah.
and taking it to the, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
cool with
Your
that.
house coat.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. Amen.
I work more hours now than working a 9 to 5.
For sure.
honestly.
For sure.
I honestly feel like I work more now than I did when I was even an entrepreneur and working
both.
full time. Doing both. It's mind boggling to me every day. I'm like, how the heck am I working this hard? I'm more tired now than I ever
Yes.
was. I'm more stressed now
Yeah.
than I ever was. So I don't know.
I'm trying to find that balance right now because I'm like PTO queen right now. I'm like, I gotta do this, so I ain't gonna be here. I ain't gonna do this. So I'm see y'all later.
Yeah, and
My
then-
manager was like, this past since I started, she like, man, where you been at? I'm like, but it's like it's like,
You gotta
you gonna
put you
sacrifice
first.
your stuff or you gonna sacrifice their stuff? Because they gonna sacrifice you
Literally,
either
I gotta
way.
put me
Well,
first.
yeah, they gonna.
They gonna sacrifice you either way.
But when
You
you have
a
cli-
number on their board. They
Yeah,
don't care what you
for
got.
sure.
going on.
But I have a question because when you have clients and it comes to that, do I want to sacrifice myself for them?
Right.
When do we ever pick ourselves? It's so hard to pick ourselves over our clients because, like, you know, they got something to do. They expected me to do something.
Yeah.
So I never ever do that. Even days where I don't probably need to be doing somebody's makeup.
When's the last
I'm
time
not
you
about to
picked
cancel.
yourself?
Yeah, it's almost impossible. You don't want to really let people down because these are people that came and sought you out to
So
support
what's a
your
day?
business.
What's a day of you said just pick yourself? What did that look like
Yeah, like
for
what
you?
you-
Tell somebody like,
Structure.
I wake up days where, what did I used to tell my manager? I need a self, like a,
Self care day.
like a self care,
mental health
a
day.
mental health day.
Yeah.
I could tell that to my supervisor, and they would be like, okay, don't log on to that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me text 4 clients. I need a mental health day. I'm gonna be all type of bitches, hoes. Like, I gotta
Don't
do this.
book with her,
It's my
lost my
baby.
deposit.
Yeah, I'm on. Now you cuss me out on social media. It's
Yeah.
my baby shower. It's my.
So do you build that into your schedule?
What? No, because I need the money, so I ain't turned down no money.
I mean, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like right now, like for me, I'm okay with. Now, hold on, let me just say this. I do give myself cure days in. You know, I just do. I got 3 kids.
I'm okay with getting caught. I'm about to be like,
No, you know.
hey, how pull that hat off and hand it to her, please?
No, I think you need to build it in. Like, even if it's more long term, it's like, all right, every 3 months, I'm taking a week off. I don't care that you get married. I don't care that you going to prom. Well,
No,
obviously, you wouldn't do it during wedding season or prom season, but be intentional to give yourself that space. Or you gonna quit, you gonna hate it.
I had to start being intentional before I started the business. Yeah. Just with working and 3 kids, I had to be more intentional about taking time out for myself, because you will get so wrapped up in being a mom and working and taking care. Like, I'm a single mom with 3 kids. I work full time. It's easy to not think about you. It's easy to pick up after everybody, do everybody's hair, make sure everybody dressed, everybody fed, and then at the end of the day, don't have anything left for yourself.
So what I was going to say to ask about that, like, okay, so, you know, what about like if you offer like a tutorial, like if you do a clip, like, hey girl, this is how you do this is how you do that, or you know, this is how you whip these, you know, so just to like give yourself that break if need be.
No, I've had some people ask me, why don't you just teach somebody else how to do it? So I'm like, my clients will walk in here, if somebody's saying they're like, Tiana off today, but I'm going to do your makeup, they're going to be like, no.
They're going to be like, Tiana, where you at?
And all the tutorials in the world, like, not sound cocky or anything, but it's even, like, you can't really teach somebody to touch or something. Or the pressure, or how to hold it in.
Yeah, I can do the right, but not the left. Like,
and like she said, sometimes you've been doing it so long, or you grew up in it, or you say you get into it, that's what you do. Yeah. So you can't really teach somebody that, or even show them, because it's really in you, honestly.
Literally, like, I prefer to work by myself until, like, especially when I cater, I prefer to do everything by myself, and then when it comes down to serving, that's when I bring in my dad and my mom, and I even bring in students to help me serve.
Or my other brothers.
When it comes, all right, shout out to the meatballs. You did great that day. I'm gonna give you your props. Got plenty of texts about those. But
I do my thing in the kitchen too, though.
Literally, like, it's times that I want to just do it by myself, because if I do it by myself, I know it's right.
See, and that makes me feel like I'm not being like a butthole.
No.
Because it's when I like my very first event, I had everybody hands in the pot. My hands, my mom's hands, my little brother's hands, my sister-in-law, like everybody hands in the pot. And don't get me wrong, shout out to y'all the best. But it's like when stuff go wrong, you be like, I should have
did it myself.
Just did it.
Or I give out jobs that I don't need you present for. Hey, run to the store and go get this, this, and this, and this. I take care of this stuff.
That's an important job.
Like, and then when you get back, okay, what can I do? Nothing, everything done already.
Wash the dishes, get the trash.
Literally, but that's where my dad comes into play. He's big on, okay, I got the dishes, I got the trash. Okay, I'm gonna go put this in the car. I'm gonna do this.
Delegate.
So literally, like, if it wasn't for him, I don't know where I'd be when it comes to catering my big events and stuff like that.
That's my mom. I don't know. Oh my goodness. But now we got a system. Like, at first we was all like at my house. No. So now she's at her house. She busts out her product. I need her to bust it out. Bring it back to me. Like, we got a system now. It's so much better.
But I'm glad you said that word, system. Now, is there freedom? Is there really any freedom in being a specialist at what you do versus having a system, like she's saying? Because I feel like when, like you a specialist at what you do. Like, you can train somebody else to do what you do, but your clients don't want that. They want you.
Can't teach them the sauce.
Yeah.
Now, as far as having a system, I feel like that's when you can attain true freedom, because you don't necessarily got to be there.
Yeah, I can agree.
So, in a certain extent, you don't have to be there.
Yeah,
But I'm saying, all right, so
because the perfectionist in me, I'd be like, I gotta go. Yeah, you could. I know you could do it, but I still gotta go.
So, yeah, like she said, so my past event, like I said, my mom, these is her cake. She busts them out, her eyes closed. So I let her do the cupcakes at her house, and then she brings them to me, and I'll decorate them. This past, she decided she wanted to try something new. She done tried out a new size cupcake liner, and it brought me muffins. That's how big it was. And that's why I was just like, I'm like, Mom, we had a system.
I don't pay the
like, what is we doing?
She put a little too much razzle on her diet.
And she knew she was, because she did some of them with what we was already using, and then she did some of what she wanted to do. I said, Don't you change the system again.
But that is a great point, like specialist versus system. I think there's pros and cons to both, but I do think a pro of being a specialist is.
Because you do both.
Yeah, but the pro, kind of, even with cakes, I don't even think I could really teach, like, or, I don't know. I find, now that I'm looking at my work, I'm like, okay, I can see, like, what my, like, specialty is. But once you got a specialty, you can charge what you want. Like, you can make, like, your own market for what you want to charge people and price out things on your own.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that they're equally important. So for me, being a podcaster, being a personality on camera, that's, that's a specialty, right? And it gets exhausting to show up on camera, be in character, whatever. So for me, it was like, I also had systems behind the scene that helped to run the media business and to run the podcast brand. So I was like, I could just take these systems and teach other personalities, other people how to do this. And so I'm still providing impact because I'm teaching them how to share their stories, how to share their voices, but I don't have to be on the camera. I could be behind the camera with my gym clothes on, coming from work. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, I think I had to be the specialist first and really learn and grow in what I could specialize in, what I was really good at teaching people. And then now I rely completely on my systems to make the money and bring the clients in and provide them with success. So you could do that with makeup.
Well, no, you were blessed because you're a specialist and a teacher. I'm not a teacher.
You
Like
could
I
be
said,
a
I don't really
teacher.
like people. I don't want to teach nobody
think everybody
nothing.
can be a teacher.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't
a
believe
teacher.
that.
Y'all had that bad teacher.
I don't
with
believe
AI.
that. And I told my daughter's teacher that I'm like, I think that
That's
teachers
true.
give us too much credit as parents that we can teach. If I wasn't barely paying attention in school
One
to get
fish,
what I
two
needed,
fish, red fish.
That new math ain't mathing though. I had to sit in class
not.
one day. New math ain't mathing. I ain't got it.
does. And I had when I talked to the superintendent, she was like, I never thought about that. I said, y'all give us too much credit.
Where's the
I'm not
everyday
a
math
teacher.
book?
I
need
don't
that
know.
back.
I get frustrated. After I found out so many times a word, I'm like, what the hell went wrong?
Send me that everyday math book back. I don't know what they do now. Give me that
I
everyday
don't know
math
what
book,
this
volume
math
1 and
is
2.
I got in a whole argument with my son about that new math. Like, bruh,
Lord.
like, I
That's
broke
not
it
how
down, boom, I got the right answer. He's like, but that's not how she told me how to do it on the board.
That's
I was like,
not
bro,
how you show your work, Dad.
bro, it's
Is
the
it
right
right?
answer.
But hey, when
Right is right.
to nephew, let me shoot nephew some bill.
No, bro.
The teachers be wanting you to show
Yes,
your work
yes,
way though.
yes.
But bro, it
They
was
wait,
so
they do.
what he had to do was just so it took 17 more minutes of extra work. Like, bro, I just did this in 5 minutes. It just took you 20 minutes to do this problem. It should never take this long.
Yeah. Well, that's because they want them to do the problem a certain way because they don't care what if the answer is right. They are testing them on the process. They want them to understand the process. But just
I hated showing my
just
work.
real
Man.
quick to end this segment of like being a teacher, you don't have to be in front of someone to teach. You can write an ebook. You can create material that people can learn from. A lot of the things that I expert in, I learned through reading and you know what I mean, like pulling that knowledge into myself. Nobody sat in front of me and told me how to work a camera or how to set the lights up or make a grass wall with flowers falling down. But so to your point, like you can work with someone like me who can help you kind of dump the knowledge that you have and create something that is teachable for someone else and step away,
But some of us will have to get cut out for sure. With that being said, like, is there any like any entrepreneur or woman that you revere as a mentor or somebody that you look up to?
So I really love Milan Harris. She is like the CEO of Milano de Rouge.
The hair product?
No, it's like
No,
the
the
clothes.
clothes.
Oh, you talk about that one. They the same, but okay.
Yeah, so I really like her a lot. Just her story of how she, started selling t-shirts out of her trunk, and I feel like there's a lot of parallels like in my story with her story, and just to see how much success she has garnered with her brand Milano, which is very popular. You see all the hood niggas shirts on, you know what I'm saying? I definitely got a few pieces in my closet, but she has been able to just like elevate that brand from like a t-shirt brand, again, going back to be a person who sells products, which is something that I really aspire and want to tap into in the next 10 years. So just to see like her work and her presence on social media, she seems so like personable. I've never met her before, but I don't know. I just feel like I connect with her and her brand and her journey. So that's definitely a person in business that I would say I love for sure.
I feel like as far as the person I look up to, she's not in the lane that I'm in, but I don't know if y'all know who Nietzsche is from DeFranco.
From Cleveland.
I started out getting my hair done with her when I was a little kid, so it was like to really just see her like elevate. And she was a celebrity hairstylist, and she got salons here in Atlanta. She got a hair company. She really just does her thing. Yeah, like she just whatever. I feel like whatever she set her mind to, she really do it.
I love her too. Yeah, I follow her on Instagram, and I love how she's able to monetize her platform. She got hundreds of thousands of followers, and so she does like she'll just give tips and just being able to teach, but behind the camera and on her own time. I really love what she does as well. Yeah, she dope. Yeah, she from Cleveland.
Yeah.
And the reason why I asked that question because what's the lady? Tabitha is her first name. I don't remember her last name.
Tabitha Brown. I
she's
love
so sweet.
her.
And I know that she, said she launched in Target 2-3 years ago. But it all started on social media.
And she started mainly because she wanted to retire her husband.
Okay, right.
But she said her husband took care of her for so long, and she said he worked hard, he never complained. So that's what she wanted to do. Like she wanted to retire her husband and make sure he was good.
Right.
That's fine.
That's what's up.
Yeah, she was pursuing like her acting career, and he just held her down.
Yep.
And then it worked out. Now she can do all the acting and
he
personality things. And he support her. He's still there supporting her.
Yep.
Y'all have support like in y'all business, like with significant others. Like how is it dating, or just like you know what I mean?
She
Even
really
like
just
on the
slapped
guy
that on the
side,
table. Didn't she? Dang,
like I'm
as
as a guy too. Like if you're dating a girl who's entrepreneur, maybe.
I hate it.
What?
I hate his support. I do.
Okay, why?
Cause it's always something. Where all your money going? Where this going? What you doing this? What's this?
So is that
What's that?
really support?
I hate it. It's support to him.
Right.
It's support to him from his eyes, cause that's how he got support. So he's just reciprocating the support he's learned.
Okay.
And he don't understand. Like I just be looking like, well, now I don't want to do it no more, cause you just ruined it all.
Fun out of it.
Yeah. So I hate it.
Okay.
Go over there. Watch from a distance.
I'm not currently in a relationship. My daughter's dad he's been supportive. Like he came out and helped the first event. It's a little weird though for me because I feel like I want this for myself, so I don't really be wanting him to help or be involved. It's like I love that he wants to support me, and he like, like if you need help at the event, I come. But it's like, this is mine. Like I don't even want you to help a little bit, because I don't want you to later be like, I was there, and I helped do that. So I just like, I got that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I'm more so if you're not putting up.
The money.
You ain't putting none of that on there. I really got.
You ain't got no say so in nothing.
Yeah.
Thank
Just
you.
go ahead and keep it. Yeah.
Put that on a t-shirt.
What about you?
With me doing makeup and cakes, it's kind of hard for my dude to support me. But it's been nice when I'm up till 4 in the morning working on cakes. He just be right there with me. So that sometimes that just be enough, just being there. But when I was like dating, it was hard. Just even dating, being an entrepreneur. They think your phone. I'm like, I do makeup and I do cakes. I rarely have my phone. Yeah, my phone is not in my hand. So quit texting me. If you want to talk to me, you gotta call me, because I'm more than likely working.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little phone conversation.
Well, nowadays y'all don't like to.
That's all it is text nowadays.
I just like to
What
text.
you doing? Y'all talking to them.
I hate it. I hate a what you doing kind of person every day. Don't ask me what I'm doing.
I just posted that the other day.
I'm
I said
sorry,
I think
I
I'm
didn't
gonna be
mean to tap into that,
single
but
with
I
my
talk-
rabbit for the rest of my life because
I'm from the phone conversations.
No, so right.
I'm the free before after 9 conversations. Okay.
I had a house phone with the cord that stretched
No,
down
right.
The room, right? No, I had, encountered a young lady, and she was about this texting deal, and I'm not a good texter. Shit get lost in translation. I don't know what you mean. I might use a capital letter here and I shouldn't have.
You think I'm yelling?
You think I'm yelling at you? So I like to have conversations because
Yeah, it's crazy having proper grammar. or
You
something.
know what I mean?
Certain people. Yeah.
Like my phone always in my hand, but I hate texting.
I would rather talk.
I
I'm a
like both.
texter.
I
I
think
do
depending
both,
on the
but-
person.
I'm a both.
Yeah, depending on the person. Like if you somebody I always like my best friend, we be on the phone. We don't even talk. She be doing
We
stuff.
just be
I be doing, we
quiet.
just be on the phone. You know what I'm saying? But certain people, I don't want to talk on the phone.
I'm a little crazy.
I'll
I'll
text me.
I'll text you like a bullet points, like all right, do, and then I'll call you to talk about those bullet points. So it's just like I'm just like this. I'm an organizer person in my brain, so it's like let me organize the things that I need to say, and then now let's talk about it, and then I can like reference it back. And that's probably why like I'm horrible in relationships because I'm just very logical in how I like to interact with people, and I don't know if that goes well. But to y'all single, right? Would you prefer to date a woman that is an entrepreneur or a woman that's in corporate, like has a job, has a salary? Like, what's your preference?
Yeah, because I so you know where I'm coming from. You know, we don't have nothing in common, especially in terms of how we making money. I don't see where we can go.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
that's why
Ooh,
the
say that again.
the last girl had to get dismembered because she
Remember?
she wasn't entrepreneur.
Hey, I like that one.
Entrepreneur. She
Well,
wasn't.
you know what? She tried, but I don't think she was dedicated because it was too many mind games in her head.
So that was a turnoff for you.
Oh,
So if she was on her business, you would be turned on
Man,
to
listen.
date an entrepreneur.
to no end.
Okay. Okay.
Does her making more money intimidate you?
Hell no.
I don't understand.
That is
why.
I just had to ask the question.
No, it's
because
I understand why y'all had to
Insecure
answer
at
ask that
all.
question. 'cause some
John.
I'm
Woo.
not
I
insecure
just
at
don't
all.
feel
You know
like
we
that.
can get
Like,
into this, baby.
We're
because
gonna get
first of
that
all,
bag.
me, I'm gonna get to what I gotta get to regardless. I'm
Anyway.
never gonna hate on what you got going on because I'm not a hater. Because
Yeah.
that's crazy to me. You hating on your excuse me, it's Women's History Month. So I'm not gonna say that word.
Yeah.
But you
We
hating
still got a
on
couple
your
months.
lady
Yeah. Period.
is the wildest thing to me.
You was
Like,
gonna say bride.
But see, you
bride.
somebody that's confident in yourself and yourself as a man. So another man that's not confident in that, he can't be confident in nothing. His woman making more money than him, he can't. That ain't gonna even sit
shit
right.
wrong to me.
Would that bother you?
And that inspired me. Okay, she making more bread. Get up off your ass and go get to it,
I was about
brother.
to say that if it's such an issue, then
Go ahead, get
Go
up.
sell a
go
brick.
ahead, turn your. Oh my God.
God, don't
What'd you say? Put it on a shirt.
Construction. So would you
Better
date an
get you a
entrepreneur?
top of
Like is that
security
your?
job.
So,
I mean,
bro,
it don't matter if she is an entrepreneur or
Okay.
got a job to me. That's not the most important thing to me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, is she soft? She feminine? Is she understanding?
Goodness, I'm sorry.
Well,
That soft girl
That's
area.
soft. No, it's a trigger, right?
Yeah, I know.
Because
I know. It's cool.
men always be like,
Hey,
oh,
we
we
here
want
to
you in
heal.
your soft
Get
area.
into it.
And it's like, are you providing that environment for me to be soft, or are you providing for me to be a rough rider?
That's
Like,
Are we
which one
talking
you
dirt
want?
bike or pillows?
Yeah, because we can't do both.
Excuse
Can't
me,
do
my
both.
daddy taught me how to do it without you, so I'm gonna do it
You know what
without
I'm
you.
saying? Like, oh my goodness, I'm such in that era of my life. Like, look, I would be by myself. I swear on everything.
Hey, I feel you
I'll
on
be
that.
alone.
I'm in that. Hey, I'm in that area too.
I
I'm in
no,
that
nothing
area
is
too.
more important than my peace
I'm in
right
that
now.
area
Like,
I guess
That's my biggest thing though. Does she come with peace? Is she family oriented?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does family matter to her?
Mhm.
You know, because you got these women that I'm not with the traditional stuff. You know,
That
what's the dude? The girl Drea was saying that. It's like, what's wrong with tradition? What's wrong with having a
The
man
one girl that's
and a
pregnant?
female in the
Yeah,
house?
about it.
oh, Jalen Green.
But-
Yeah.
They grown. You can't.
But at the
Ain't
same-
nothing but a number.
but at
Don't
the
even
same
think about it
time-
no,
like
but
that.
they are grown. But
Women like that ain't
I got a
standard
question
for
about that. I'm gonna
everybody,
let y'all
though.
rock out though. I got
Go
a
ahead.
question about that. Go ahead. You done?
Yeah, go ahead.
So
I got
about
mixed
that.
opinions on that.
About that.
We'll
So
get
I
into it.
feel like, and there's double standards all across all the world. I feel like people find that okay because she's a woman, he's a man. But if the roles were reversed, I think people would have a. We were just talking about it, Diddy and Cassie.
I date older anyway, so for me it don't matter.
But not that. Dre is 40.
She's not 40 yet.
Dre is 40.
She's
Jalen Green is barely 21 years old.
He's 22.
I was about to say 22.
She has a son the same age as him.
Well,
So I think that it was.
So that's what I'm saying. Like the double standard. Like people find it okay because it's a woman and the dude is a. Excuse me. The young person is a man, But when roles are reversed, it's not look like that.
It's a sugar daddy and a sugar baby at that point.
I think
He
it's
got the
never
sugar.
okay.
He got the sugar and she don't.
He got the bag of sugar.
I think for me, like if you look at it, like it's different ways you can look at it. I'll be like, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? But then me as a mother,
I don't have no problem with it. I'm
as
just
a
saying,
mother, would I encourage my 20-year-old son to go get a
That's-
40-year-old wife or a 40-year-old?
That's
baby
when it hit
mother?
home though.
That's what it is for me
When
because
you
I
break
feel
it
like
down
at
like
20
that,
and
that's when
40,
it hit home.
What do y'all have in
what do
common?
you really have in common? Because I'm only 32 and I don't even have
Well,
a
they
20-year-old
do.
that I got something in
I
common.
told y'all they got
I ain't
something in
even 40.
common. Her son and him can talk about.
Shut up.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel
Did
like
you mentor her son?
I'm so done.
I feel like
Because you can't father him.
At all.
young.
At all. He
don't
definitely
need
gonna,
a best
he
friend.
definitely gonna get the you ain't my daddy treatment.
he grown. He don't need no father. He ain't had no father this whole life.
Facts.
We can't discredit Drea. I mean, she is a businesswoman.
I don't have no
She has her
problem
own
with it.
money.
I just don't like
So
the
I
double
would say
I
standard.
love
She
Drea.
got
I
money,
grew up
but-
watching her on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
reality. I
awesome.
always liked her. She
Her
stood on
Swimwear is very
business.
successful.
Yeah, I always thought she was a great businesswoman. She stood on business.
nice.
Like, and I felt like she always was truthful about the things she was doing. She was
Yeah.
forthcoming, whether it was good or bad.
And we don't know her mindset. She could have the mindset of a 20-year-old. We don't really know. But I think
Like I
there's
said, I
only
have
a
no problem with it.
for
I just-
women
I
who
don't
have
like-
kids that age.
I don't like
who
when
have
dudes
sons that feel
when dudes date
that's just
down
weird.
and they get their back kicked in, but she getting praised for being with a.
She's not
I don't
being
think
praised.
she's not praised. I think
She's
she's
not being
absolutely
praised at
trash.
all.
She did not get praised.
She's not-
I think that she thought she would.
I know.
Is she getting? Is they talking about bringing her up on charges?
Well, she
talking about
didn't do nothing
she
She's
grooming
not, she
him?
didn't do anything illegal.
Okay. But do y'all know she used to be at his high school basketball games?
That's not illegal.
That's not illegal.
Ain't that grooming?
Her son
That's
probably
grooming.
playing
Hold
against
on.
him.
Thank you. People were killing Tiger because he used to be around what's the name before she became legal age to start dating her. Again, I ask you, did anybody talk about her grooming him?
But do
No.
we necessarily
Yeah.
know that
They
that's
did
what
it,
she was
though.
doing?
They
Was
did
she
it.
acting?
Why
Do
is she?
we know
hold on,
why she
why
was
are
at
you?
the game?
Why are you
Was she
kicking it with his high school
specifically-
girlfriend? Why are you and his high school girlfriend cool?
No, they didn't speak on that in the media.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't.
So that's
I
what,
get
So that's what I'm
my
saying. You
Like,
can
give me a
only
little
judge or go off of
Let me
what's
give you a
put
little
out
more-
there.
just
They
a little
can
more
put that out
information.
there.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but I think the main problem is mothers who have children that is that age. When you have that mindset, it is a problem. But me personally, I don't care what nobody do. But if my 22-year-old daughter talk about she about to marry a 38-year-old man, or she pregnant, I'm gonna have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But that's just
absolutely.
as a mother, as a
Yes.
woman, minding my business, which I
Yes.
do very well.
So what's
you
your
need to
age
do.
gap then? What's an acceptable age gap?
I don't know. It's an unanswered like question. It's really just based on experience.
7 years.
But I know my child, and I know at 22 she's not. Gonna
I feel like
ready to
if
date
I
a
were
38-year-old.
to be, I can't go past nobody that was. If you were a freshman in high school, I can rock. If you were a freshman in high school when I was a senior, that's about as far as I'm going.
So you're not
After-
going at my age, basically.
No,
Because I came in when y'all graduated.
no.
So anything younger than me.
Okay,
You
so
might
I
be
can't
the
say
your
that.
age might be the
I
cutoff.
can't
Me
say
28.
28.
I 28 and up for me.
Okay.
After that, me
He's
and you
married.
really ain't got nothing to talk about.
I'm just
Okay,
saying.
so
He's married.
I-
So my lovely sister.
I said
So my lovely
you
sister.
y'all hear the
I'm married to my
tagline?
lovely sister.
Y'all hear the tagline? I said if. It was if.
So,
if. I couldn't
I
go
dated
past that.
somebody that was last summer. I dated somebody that was 5 years younger than me. Now,
Jump scare. Jump scare.
here's the it. Now look, it didn't start off as a jump scare because initially going in, and I never asked his age, and then men don't. You know, you're not really supposed to ask a woman her age, so we never really even discussed the age thing. And it was
Until
no.
when? How
I'll be like,
long?
how old is you?
That's my
Right,
word.
that'd be like.
That'd be a day one question.
Exactly.
So it was
Listen,
like,
this is
so
what I
boom.
mean.
So this is
Dude,
the thing.
I have to ask because I'm not about.
So this is the thing.
You're not about
We
to
met
get
at
caught. R.
work.
Kelly.
We met at work. In the place that we work, you have to be 21 to work your
At
period.
least.
So,
So that's
I
good.
know at least you're either 21 or over 21. So at work we started out being cool. So of course being cool, you know, I'm like, well, how old are you? Like we ain't kids, you know. People,
That was a
I
good
just
answer.
don't like.
How
We just
old are
started
you?
out friends. We started out kicking it. So I didn't
When did
know
the age
his
become a problem?
age didn't become a problem.
Mannerisms did.
He was,
He was very mature for his age. Very mature. Took care of his business, stood on business. Not in the club. Don't do social media. Hate social media. Everything about it. You know what I'm saying? So,
He matched his socks and they had wore belts.
so if the
Them be good
problem
girls.
came in.
I don't like them kind.
I think the problem came in where it was like because of our age difference, our responsibilities were different.
Right.
So it's like you still want to play kid money. You want to do the Monopoly thing, like spending your money like it's fake. Me over care. I got issues, I got bills, I got kids. So it's like, even though we were like really good together, it started to get to a point where I'm like, I can't do this. Then I started feeling guilty.
Yeah.
Because I started feeling like, well, how at 30 something and you're in your 20s, am I going to require something out of you that I wasn't even giving somebody when I was in my 20s? That's wrong. I feel like that's wrong. For me to ask you to step up, to grow up, to not enjoy life how I enjoyed life when I was in my 20s.
And
Like,
I think that's the question about the Drea and the basketball guys. Like, how was he? But again, she said she was not traditional, so she gonna just take care of her baby without him. He could live his life. I guess that's what they got going on. I wouldn't date younger though. Like, I mean,
I would never
a few
do it
years,
again.
yes, but
I
like
would never do
I
it
date
again.
older. But in the 20s,
I'm 8 years apart.
28, I might slide a 28 or
older
I
than
might
that.
slide on them.
they're very fun.
My gap is
They're
bigger
very
than
fun,
that.
but I think
Yeah, my
once you
gap
start
is 8
catching
years.
feelings, then
They
you're
older than my
already gonna
siblings.
start feeling guilty.
I ain't gonna feel guilty.
I start feeling guilty. I'm like, we have a great time. We spend great time together, but then it's like, I didn't met your mom, but I know your mom looking at me like, so.
I'll be like,
What you with your old ass wanna do with my son? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Not
then
the
I also
elbow.
know it's like, how can I ask you to be faithful when I know most men out here can't even be faithful past 30? Niggas past their 30s can't keep one woman. So how I'm gonna ask you at your young, in your 20s to be faithful? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
Sit this one
That is
out.
rather
Mine is way
important.
older.
We got an 8-year age gap.
Okay.
He's 36. He'll be 36 this year, older than my siblings. Like, and it was bad at first with my sister. My sister real bad. No, what he doing with you? He's this age and you only 18. What y'all got in common? We cool. Like, it's nothing. But now we 8 years in. He'll be 36. I'm 28, and it's like now everybody love him. Yeah, now everybody love him. And growing up with them, 1, 2, and 3, it's like I was the youngest. Literally, I was the youngest sibling around. So it was all
Older people.
my brothers and all of the sisters together. So I matured a little bit faster. So mine wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't on that my age or younger. No thanks.
Yeah, I think it's just case by case. Like, your vibe is your vibe. And I think that's why it's important that you have people around you that can kind of judge the character of the person
Dude, they was
a
judging.
little bit, but at the same time you do gotta keep your relationship a little private because only you know how you and him is. Only you know what I mean? So there's balance in like seeking advice and getting people's opinions, but also knowing like that was your man because he's still your man. That's good.
Step aside,
8
though.
years. I can make it 8 days.
No, we're 8 years apart.
I would love to be in a good relationship.
We're going on 10 years dealing
10
with each other.
years?
I
Yeah.
said I would love to be in a good
Yeah,
relationship.
10
That's how I
years.
feel right now. I feel like I'm going through a midlife crisis because I'm not in a relationship.
No, this is your time to grow.
Don't give it. Hold on.
This is-
Hold
No,
on.
no,
Hold on.
no,
Don't get me
let them
wrong.
tell
I
you
am
that.
enjoying
I'll
myself.
send you some
false.
Amazon links.
I was gonna say, please do, so I can add more to the box, okay? But no, don't get me wrong. I'm enjoying being single because I've always been in a relationship. Like my first daughter's dad, we was together 9 years. My last daughter's dad, we was just together about 6, 7 years. So I've always been in a long-term freaking relationship. So I am enjoying. I'm enjoying being single. Like I enjoy learning myself
Enjoy it.
and being by myself. Like,
But it's nothing like finding your person.
my daughter dad be calling me like,
Hey.
so you don't even care about me no more.
No.
He be like, you just look so peaceful by yourself. And I be like, I am. But it's like, it's nothing against you.
Yeah.
It's just like, my peace is just so wonderful.
And it took you so long to get to it.
Because of the relationships.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't even know what certain things meant to me. Like, candles, pillows. I just didn't
You
know.
got the 10 pillows on your bed
The
too?
bed. Like
Oh my God.
I have like candles. I have a million candles. Like, those things mean so much to me. And it's like, sometimes I let my daughter dad come over. I'll be like, get out of my room. He'd be like, dang, I come in your room. No, because it's just like,
You about to bring that
it's
energy.
so my space.
So
Like, I don't even let my kids come past the threshold.
Yeah, that shouldn't be the
Don't.
case. So you should never lose yourself in any
True.
type of relationship. You should
True.
still be able to find yourself, even if you have somebody. It's not like when you get married, you just lose who you are.
You shouldn't.
I
You
think I just
shouldn't.
know how to find my specific peace. Like, I used to do things that I felt like bring me peace, but it really wasn't. Like, now, like, I'm like an avid reader. I picked up a book since I got out of high school.
As an entrepreneur, that's
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love
I read,
reading.
but I don't read them books. I read the hood book of books.
I get a little mixture.
Like working in the jail, I read the hood books. Selling drugs, getting money,
You know
flying overseas. Them the books I
Those are
read.
the books that I was reading when I was younger. Like,
I do.
all the
We gotta
Triple Crown books.
I'm
and
to go
stuff.
find it.
Yeah. But I was gonna ask, like, for the people that's in relationships, like, what's one thing that you miss as a single person? Like, what's something that you miss? And then for the people who are not in relationships, what's something that you kind of look forward to when you do get in a relationship? What is something that you kind of look forward to?
Just company.
So having that companion and like the constant person that you feel like.
You know, rubbing, bouncing my ideas off of, and that leads to other things.
I don't miss it.
Oh, what else you bouncing?
How me?
To the left.
Because when the mind is stimulated, so is the body.
Yes, it
It's
is.
kinky.
I agree with that.
So what about by relationship people? What do you miss as a single person? It has to be something.
I don't
know.
miss
You don't have
anything,
to.
honestly.
He don't miss anything. on
He
this
may
list?
be a headache, but he has honestly made my life easier and better.
Yeah, you know.
He has. I'm gonna give him his props on that one.
I miss the companionship for sure. Like, just having that person there. Like, I don't know. I think as I'm getting older, I like being by myself. But then at the end of the night, I'm like,
Dang.
by myself.
Here
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to scoop that girl up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that gets a little.
How? What you looking for?
I don't miss
Something.
nothing. I ain't gonna lie.
You in a relationship?
No.
Hey, that's all I'm like, hold
You said what
on.
I'm looking forward to.
Did I miss something?
I was about to be like, y'all didn't tell me.
I didn't know.
Come on now, child. You about to give me a heart attack. So what is something you're
Looking forward to?
Your lady.
I don't even know, man. Honestly,
Same.
I really don't know. Like, I'm really in that mode of just being single and focusing on myself, working on myself. Like,
Yeah.
I've been through a lot these last few years, so
Yeah.
I'm big on like, get through stuff on my own. I got my sister, obviously I got you, I got my brothers and stuff like that, but relationships is a lot, man. You know what I mean? And the one thing I would say I might miss is like having someone you got your back, but it's like, it may seem they got your back, and in the end they really did. So it's like, how can I miss something I never really had for real?
Right. That's how I feel.
You know what I mean?
I've been in a
I think I'm looking forward to something that I never had in a relationship, like someone that's really in your corner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I'm a virgin, so I'd never be in a relationship.
Same here.
You know what?
So nice.
I got something stronger than 6% at this point.
No, seriously.
That's Mary. That ain't Maria. That's Mary.
Oh, goodness.
Version.
So is that you have been tuned in? Is that what time it is now? On that note right there.
Thank you guys.
No,
Thank you, lovely ladies, for coming out and joining the Starting Five on our Women's History Month.
Oh, thank
Special
you.
edition.
Thanks for having us.
yeah, for sure. So y'all can come back anytime. And I just truly think we should definitely call this segment "Conversation with the Starting Five," because that's what we had tonight. We just had a conversation. Wasn't nothing off of the internet that we talked about tonight. It was just life, and so that's abundance to me. So you've been tuned into the Starting Five podcast. Once again, you can find us wherever you get your podcast. But before I do that, let me have our guests shout out their handles one more time, so we make sure that y'all got that.
Support the ladies, man.
Tiana underscore Shanae. If you need a makeup appointment, the link is in my bio. And Bestie Cakes. If you need a cake, you just gotta DM us and we're gonna get back to you.
Yes, and you can follow me on Instagram at CEO Marie. Also, my blog page for the Boss Code is _Boss Code. And yeah, let's get it poppin'.
Yeah.
You can follow me at on IG at jpix with a Z35 for all your party needs.
You guys can
Or at Stanley on X.
Hey, stop calling Austin. Stop.
And you guys can follow me at Fat Cheeks Treats for all of your treats, cookies, cakes, pies, all that stuff.
Fat cheeks.
Yes, get them cheeks. Both of them.
Don't be
Yeah.
nasty.
I'll make the shirt for that one.
We Starting
Yeah,
Five podcast. Again, you can find us wherever you get your podcast, Spotify and Apple. definitely don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to that YouTube channel. Hit that share button as well. That's super important. So we just starting fire, y'all, with guests. We out.
And you already know, man. Tell your mama about
In
it.
the cup, by the way, my twin.
Tell your mama about them.